Today we're going to do a follow along lymph routine. Preferably I like to do this outside with my feet in the ground, in the grass, and with the sun underneath me. But if you can't do that, or if it's the evening for you, then just do it wherever feels comfortable for you. I like to start with a few cleansing breaths. I like to connect my chi and energy into the ground. And as you're doing this process, you're probably going to hear lots of different birds and noises. So just allowing them to come into the process. So just taking a moment just to get your feet hip width apart. Just taking a breath in through the nose, raising the arms up. And bringing them down the body, cleansing all of that energy into the ground, and then up. The slower you go, the faster chi moves through the body. Just 3 rounds. I like to do that just a couple of times before I do the lymph, because with lymph work, the less stressed your body is, the more it flows and moves. So here we're just doing some chi slaps and chi movements. Just either side, allowing the spine to twist, moving the whole body from either side to side. As we're tapping, our hands are landing on the liver, where all of that anger is stored, as well as tapping on the spleen, where all of that anxiety and worry is stored. Just moving side to side. You can move the head in there as well, and the spine. Okay, now you're ready. Firstly, we're going to want to start with any lymph work. We want to do the termini. The termini is the collarbone area here. So when you've got your collarbone here, above it and below it is where the termini is. And the termini is really important it's the first port of call when we're doing lymph work. Now, all lymph practitioners do things a bit differently. I first studied and learnt with Dr. Perry Nicholson, Stop Chasing Pain, on Instagram. And I've then brought my own flow into this type of work as well. So always starting with the termini first. And what we can do here is you can put our hands into a little Star Trek sign here, showing my geekiness here. And we're just going to move and go in a circular motion to either side. You can do both sides at the same time here if you wanted to. And just go nice and gently. You don't have to go hard, and you don't have to go too soft either. A lot of people say that you have to go really soft with lymph work. I don't necessarily believe that, but you don't want to go too hard and put too much pressure on it as well at the same time. When we are doing lymph work, you want to go slow when you first start doing it if you've never done it before, because you might get detox reactions. Your skin might flare. You might find that you get a little bit lower in energy. Your fatigue gets a little bit worse. That's all a good sign, if anything. And what I would want to do in those positions is allow my body to detox further. I'd maybe, if it was me, want to go and get a clonic in, or I might want to go and get in the sauna a couple of times, or I'd want to be drinking more water, eating some fruits and vegetables to allow some more detoxification to happen. So just either side here. And then this side. So you're only really going to want to do it like 10 rubs either side. I've done it a little bit longer because I've been explaining. Just 10 times either side here. And then tap. And then tap. Then we're going to move up to the second point, which is just behind the jaw. The jawbone here. These are where your lymph nodes get swollen, where most people report. Here in the armpits is where they notice it the most. So just rubbing either side, bringing it down the process. You're always wanting to bring the lymph work to the termini, to the collarbone again. 10 times. And then the other side. Once you know how to do these points, you'll be able to just do it on your own time. But especially if you're heavily tattooed, you want to make sure you're doing lymph work. I would never get tattooed ever again. Not because of the regret of tattoos, because I don't actually have that. It's part of my life, but more so what it does to the body. We've got a physical imprint as well that also does to the body. You know, depending on the energy of the certain, you know, tattoos that you have in the body, it all changes everything. I won't go into that now. So rubbing 10 times downwards towards the termini, collarbone, and then moving. So that's point 1, point 2 behind the jaw, then point 3. In the armpit, bringing it up towards the termini. You can get into the armpit as well and pump. Coming up into the armpit 10 times. And then the same with this side. Bringing it upwards, up from the armpit, up this area to the shoulder and towards the termini. Then you can pump the armpit. And then tap. Little affirmation as well, my lymph runs through me and flows through me. My lymph detoxes and helps detoxify my body. I am healthy and vital. Okay, then we're going to move to point 4, which is the gut. Gut, we have most of our lymph nodes in, so it's a really important area. Most people have gut issues. They have poor lymphatic flow in that area. So just rubbing up and down above the belly button and on the belly button and up and above. I like to spend a little bit more time in the gut area. And sometimes I like to suck the air out of the body and then really get into the organs there. If you've got pain in this area, in your liver, you've got some liver stagnation going on. And really get into there, underneath this. In our rib cage. And then tap in. I like to do this 50 times this area because this also stimulates our vagus nerve. And we can hum at the same time to also stimulate the vagus nerve. So. And over on the liver side, the right side. On the left side for the spleen. Okay, point 4 done. We're going to move on to the groin area. So here with the groin, we just want to do along the crevice of the groin. And just rub either sides. So preferably when you're doing this, I would probably say do it naked because it's a little bit easier. You can get right into the crevices. Just rubbing either side there. This is also another stagnant area because we spend so much of our time sitting. So this area gets really tight. If you've got tight hips as well, you've probably got lymphatic poor flow there. And then just tapping. I then like to rotate the hips and move the hips around just to help some of that lymph move through. And then back the other way. Okay, then moving on to the behind the knees. So you just want to rub upwards towards the collarbone again, all bringing it up to that termini area. Behind the knees. Rubbing 10 times and then tapping 10 times. Then I like to just go from the ankles and do the ankles upwards as well. Just rubbing upwards either side. We get a lot of poor lymph flow in these areas, especially if you're fatigued. Just bringing that up as well. And just do the ankles and the feet. Then start bringing all the tapping up the legs to the groin area, on the back by the kidneys, and then tapping the glutes and down the back of the legs. Then back up, coming up to the body, tapping the chest. And there's your lymph routine. One thing I will say to you is you can do this super quick. This can be done in 5 minutes. You can do all 6 points really quick. You can do it in the shower. You can do it in the sauna. You can do it first thing in the morning under the sun. What we went through today was a bit more of a longer routine. So if you've got the time and you want to do a bit of self-connection and body connection and some chi flow with it, then you can follow along to this routine. Cheers. Have a beautiful day.